The Dolomites have always felt like home. Jagged peaks, golden larch forests, and endless possibilities. I know these mountains. I know their winding roads and their dusty trails. And that familiarity, it's become a comfort I've leaned on. Lately, I've realized I've been leaning on it too much. The same trails, the same peaks, the same destinations. They make life feel safe when everything else feels unpredictable. But that safety has a cost. It can feel grounding, even beautiful, but it can also hold you back. It can keep you from discovering what's possible when you step into the unknown. This trip isn't just about the views. It's about noticing the patterns I've fallen into, about asking myself why I keep returning to the familiar. It's about stepping further into uncertainty, into challenge, and into growth. I've returned to the Dolomites almost every autumn for the past 5 years, and each trip has been its own kind of magic. Road tripping over mountain passes with friends, late nights at refugios, and morning cappuccinos after chasing sunrise. But this time feels different. It's my first trip here alone. And I wanted this adventure to be a reset. A chance to slow down, reflect, and confront some realities that I've been struggling with this year. And this morning, I'm starting this adventure at one of my favorite places in the Dolomites, Lago Federa, a beautiful lake tucked beneath golden slopes of larches and stone. Autumn here feels absolutely unreal. These few weeks when the trees turn to gold and the peaks glow in the morning light. It's one of the most beautiful sights I've ever witnessed. After a beautiful sunrise and a busy morning wandering the hillsides, I was long overdue for a cappuccino and an apple strudel. Luckily, relief wasn't too far off. The Refugio Croto del Lago was still open for the season. I've had a few check-ins with myself here at the same Refugio over the years. The first time was back in 2019. That year, I traveled through Southeast Asia, New Zealand, and the Alps for the first time. Everything felt new and uncertain, but I was alive in that uncertainty. Now, sitting here years later, something feels different. It's not that I don't crave adventure, but life has gotten heavy in new ways. Work, deadlines, the constant pressure to create, they all demand energy, and when I'm drained, it's easier to revisit what I know, to return to the trails, the mountains, the places that feel safe. In some ways, it's been a survival mechanism. The familiar gives me control when everything else feels unpredictable, but there's a cost to that safety. I can't shake the sense that I've been hiding behind comfort, protecting myself from uncertainty and the possibility of failure. After a long morning at Lago Federa, I was ready to give my legs a break. So I caught the last cable car up to Lagatsui, one of the tallest mountains in the Cortina area. Fortunately, I pretty much had the place to myself, and panoramic views for miles and miles. We all lean on safety, familiarity, and nostalgia when we need it. And for me, the Dolomites have been that place, and I'm deeply grateful for that. But at some point, everyone has to step beyond that comfort. Growth doesn't happen in the spaces we already know. It happens when we take the risk to move forward into the unknown. Tomorrow will bring a new adventure, one that I've been looking forward to for a while. But for now, standing here surrounded by impeccable beauty, I can't help but feel grateful. Not just to be here, but to still be chasing something, even if I'm not entirely sure what that something is anymore. One of the things that I love most about the Dolomites is that no matter which way you turn, there's a view that will stop you in your tracks. Every vista seems to offer something spectacular, something completely unforgettable. Today's agenda is going to take me away from the crowds and up to one of the most storied mountains in the area to explore an intersection of history and beauty, the rugged peak of Sastastria near Valparola Pass. During World War I, Sastastria and the surrounding slopes were heavily fortified by Austro-Hungarian forces, part of a heavily contested front line here in the Dolomites. Soldiers spent months living in narrow trenches and cramped caves, exposed to cold, winds, and the constant threat of artillery fire. Every ridge and ledge on this climb was a strategic position, and the mountains were a battlefield where fear, endurance, and survival defined every day. Walking along the remnants of these trenches today, it's impossible not to feel the tension that must have lingered here. The stress and uncertainty that filled every moment for those who lived through it. It's a heavy climb, both physically and emotionally. Okay, so I have a steep little Via Ferrata section here right before the summit. It's going to be a little hard for me to film this, so just wanted to show y'all what the bottom looks like, and hopefully I can make it to the top safely. So I'm gonna put the camera down and give it a shot. That was definitely not my favorite. Pretty much straight down, and the way down is gonna feel like a lot more exposure, so definitely not gonna do this in the dark, but could clip in if I had a harness, which I don't. That'd be nice. After finally reaching the summit, the Dolomites stretch out endlessly in every direction. The serene beauty of this landscape against the harshness of this mountain's past is humbling. It's a reminder of how privileged I am to be here freely, and how much courage it must have taken just to survive this place. I recognize that in being here, I'm not just chasing this view. but I'm also honoring the lives and sacrifices of those who came here before me. I'll be honest, Lago de Brais wasn't on my list this trip. It's undeniably beautiful, but it's also one of those spots where the internet meets reality. Behind all the photos and videos are hundreds of people, multiple parking lots, and restaurants serving busloads of visitors. When I first came here almost 10 years ago in the spring, it felt completely different. Now it's definitely changed. The internet has celebrated this beauty, and people from all over the world come to see the same sunrise that I came for. I try not to let that take away from the moment. There's something kind of amazing about knowing so many others are here experiencing the same thing, even if I'd love to have it all to myself like I did back then. As I left Lago de Brais behind, the road began to climb towards Paso Jau. The crowds faded, the noise disappeared, and the familiar rhythm of the mountains took over. As I made my way up towards the pass, the peaks began to disappear into the mist. The air turned colder, the light softer. It felt like driving straight into the sky. And by the time I reached the top, everything was quiet. Just wind, fog, and the faint glow of evening light trying to break through. And then slowly, the clouds began to part. And what unfolded next felt almost unreal. An ocean of clouds rolling through the valleys, peaks rising like islands above the tide. It's the kind of scene that stops you in your tracks and reminds you why you chase these moments in the first place. Truly, it was one of the finest evenings that I've ever experienced in the Dolomites, and a healthy reminder that returning to places that are all too familiar can still be beautiful. When I'm creating a film like this, something that's meant to capture a feeling, music can make or break it. I could shoot the most beautiful footage in the world, and if the music doesn't match the emotion, it just doesn't connect. And that's why I use MusicBed. Their music and even their sounds aren't just background noise. It holds the emotion that I can't always express with words. The hills and valleys of my adventures become more than just scenery. MusicBed turns those moments into something you can feel, not just see. It gives the story its heartbeat. And MusicBed has real artists, people who are creating because they feel something. And that's the difference. Music equals emotion, emotion equals authenticity. So if you want your work to truly connect, switch to MusicBed and start your 14-day free trial today. You'll feel the difference immediately. On my last morning in Cortina, I stopped at Lago di Londro, a quiet little lake just down the mountain from Trecime. After the highs of last night, it felt good to slow down for a bit, take a deep breath, and just try and be present here. And honestly, at this point, everything else that I experience on this trip feels like a bonus. It has been an absolutely incredible past few days here in Cortina. Pretty lost for words with how incredible the weather's been. You know, this time of year, it can definitely be a toss-up, but yeah, just sunshine the whole time I was here, and the larches were just perfect. I couldn't have timed it better. But unfortunately, it's time to move on. I'm currently on the road to Ordizé, where I'll be spending the next few days getting out on a few trails and enjoying peak autumn here in the Dolomites. So excited to see what's to come. That evening, I wandered up near Passo Gardena long after most people had left. It was a quiet evening, the last light stretching across the ridges. I always love finding a golden meadow to take a reflective moment in, especially one that I don't have to hike to. I realized something in that moment. The comfort I've leaned on these past few years has its place, but it's also limiting. It's easy to stick with what I know, but easy doesn't always help you grow. I don't want my life to feel cyclical, repeating the same patterns year after year. I want experiences that challenge me, that push me to the edge of what I know. Because I know that those moments, the ones that make you a little uncomfortable, are the ones that can inspire you to be the best version of yourself. The next morning, it was the earliest start of the trip thus far to make it to one of my favorite places in the world for sunrise, Alpe di Susi, Europe's largest alpine meadow. It's a long walk from the end of the road out into the expansive meadows, but in the quiet hues of blue hour, there's room to think. And it strikes me why I keep coming back to these places. They offer me a sense of control in a life that often feels unpredictable. But I also realize something else. It's not enough anymore. I'm getting older, and every day feels more precious than the last. I don't want to fall into patterns that feel comfortable but repetitive. I want to feel the stretch of uncertainty, the kind of unease that forces you to grow. I want to chase experiences that challenge me, that make me uncomfortable for the sake of being alive. With the sun finally shining and the warmth of the day finally seeping through all my layers, I found myself at a small refugio, savoring a cappuccino and some pasta. And it was in this moment that it started to sink in. Maybe this is the beginning of the end for me, the end of comfort. Maybe it's time to let go of familiarity and to take chances again, to seek out new experiences and find the edge of my comfort zone. It's a little scary to admit, but for the first time in a while, it also feels exciting. That afternoon, I embarked on what might be my last hike in the Dolomites for quite some time. The afternoon light was beautiful, spilling across the meadows and through the swaying pines. The peaks stretched across the horizon like old friends, familiar and steadfast. And for a moment, I let myself just be here, taking it all in. And before long, I emerged out into the meadows of Geisler Alm, truly one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. After a short hour of hiking, I made it to what might be my new favorite place in the entire world. I mean, this is magic. Nature is magic. I mean, it's just this immaculate, unreal alpine meadow with one of the most spectacular mountain views I've ever seen. I truly am lost for words. This is pictures, videos, everything that I share as part of this experience will not do this place justice. I hope that you all get to experience beauty like this for yourself someday, because this is the type of place that I'll think about when I'm trying to fall asleep at night. It's just incredible. I don't know what else to say. As this trip comes to a close, I can't help but reflect on everything these mountains have given me. These peaks and valleys, they weren't just beautiful places to see, they were mirrors, showing me the patterns I'd fallen into, the ways I'd leaned on comfort, and the ways familiarity had quietly held me back. I've realized that seeking safety isn't a flaw, it's human. We all reach for routines, for places and experiences that feel familiar when life gets heavy. And the Dolomites have been that place for me, a grounding, joyful destination that shaped how I travel, how I see the world, and how I understand myself. But comfort has its limits. So as I leave these mountains for now, I'm carrying that clarity forward, because this isn't an ending for me. This is a new beginning. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.